Welcome back, everybody, to some Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita. You know the drill. We're hunting for the 94 Sham. We're gonna get it at some point here. We're at 7... It's the wrong text bubble. 788 runs. I would imagine we're gonna get it soon. I hope we get it soon, but you know what, these things just seem to happen whenever they, what? Someone commented on Freaky Deaky. Oh my lord. When did this happen? No. Lovely. You love to see it. In any case, we're on the game anyway. We needed that. I'm also experimenting this stream with a vertical TikTok stream. I'm not sure how that's gonna look. I have two windows now. I have my OBS regular with all my stuff, and then I have my this little mini TikTok window, and I have to like arrange the face cam, put it up here, and then the main stuff, put it on the bottom. So it looks fine to me. Unfortunately, I can't, like, I fear with all of this going on at the same time, if I were to open Safari and actually monitor the TikTok chat, it would take a little too much resources out of the MacBook. So I have to remind myself periodically, if you like the TikTok, go find the YouTube. You know what, I just figured... I don't think I have the YouTube's in the TikTok bio, so that should be fine. And then the YouTube side's just the YouTube side, so yeah. I turned on dynamic bitrate back because the Battlefront stream, as much as I was having internet issues on the PS4 itself, it didn't seem to really impact the stream, and in fact it kind of looks pretty decent. But I mean, it was not sustainable on the PS4. I could not, Fred is back. In the flesh. History setting Fred. Anybody online? No, sir. Alright, let me turn this, can turn this back up on my MacBook side, since we don't have any other voice chat stuff going on, and we're gonna continue with 789 runs. And counting. So, yeah. Not sure what's wrong with Twitch. Again, I haven't changed any settings. Resolution is exactly the same. Frame rate's exactly the same. I'm not sure why no one can view the Twitch when it's live, but then after the fact, once it's done processing, then you can view it. Because I was able to do that with not the earlier Battlefront 2 stream, but the last one that we did. No one could join it. I even tested it on my own end while I was streaming. Couldn't access it, or couldn't get it to load properly. It kept giving me error 1000. But afterwards I went back to the channel and clicked on the VOD thing, and it worked. So yeah, not sure, but hopefully that gets resolved. I have a feeling a lot of these issues are kind of revolving around whatever version of OBS this is for Mac. Because I swear, ever since I updated it to whatever 22 point or 32, I don't know what the something 0.4, whatever that revision was, it completely kind of broke a lot of stuff, and I'm not sure. It's been a while since they made that update, so either they're fixing stuff or it's never being fixed. In any case, let's get back into the groove, shall we? I wish I had known about the well, okay, I did know about the Sandhawk method. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier on, but I wish I had done it earlier on in the runs, because I feel like we could have gotten probably would have had like at least 50 more runs, or maybe even 100 more runs with the time that it saved. Because I love the Infinity. It's really cool, and things might have been different had I chosen an on-level corrosive Infinity, but I didn't, and it took a while. Takes a while to mow them down with it, but it's still not what I would consider a long time. It's just what it is. So yeah, if you're on the TikTok, if anybody is currently there, I can't tell if anybody's on it or not. And I don't have the chat open. I guess I could check it periodically, but if anybody is there and you want to chat, feel free to stop by the YouTube channel. Pretty sure the YouTube link is in the bio, TikTok bio, so we have some fun over there. Didn't get anything that run, that's fine. I think last time we started the run with a Sham, and then did Mr. Zach, welcome my friend, how are we? Or welcome back, I should say. We're back on some Borderlands 2. I love coming back to Borderlands 2. I'm currently playing the pre-sequel on the PS3, just playing it again / preparing myself for getting all the trophies in it, because I have a few trophies just from playing it the first time. There's not too many that I need to get left, but you do need to, get to level 50 and all that and whatever, so but playing that and then I've been bouncing between that and Borderlands 4. It's always refreshing to come back to this game. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's just the setting, the atmosphere that it creates, or gameplay wise it's pretty similar, if not a slight downgrade over the pre-sequel, just because they added a few things in that game, but you just can't help but love it. The art style, the graphics, the locations, the music. The music's so... I don't know why in Borderlands 4, and this could easily be something that they fix with a software update, but there's just such a lack of music in Borderlands 4, and as someone who loves music and who loves sound design, it's just even Borderlands 3 had a lot of unique location sounds, and especially if you played the Handsome Collection, or the Handsome DLC, the Jackpot DLC, whatever that one was called, I absolutely loved the music in that one. It might be my favorite music in all of Borderlands 3 outside of Athenas, whatever that planet was called. Maybe I got it wrong, I'm not sure, but that planet had some really nice music and really nice atmospherics as well. But Borderlands 4, when you're just traveling the world, there's no music. I understand with an open world it's probably harder to make, music that happens when you're in this certain region, and then have it kind of naturally change when you go to this region, because the whole thing's an open world, but it just kind of sucks. It's just, you're just walking in silence, and then when the music does show up, it's repetitive. It's just repeating. It's you have this zone, the battle music kicks in, and it's the same battle music no matter where you are in that zone. I don't know. And it's just not cool music. It's not good music. It's just, it's fine. It serves its purpose. But it's just not good music. It doesn't... I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm insane for that, but... Come on. Drop the Sham so I can retire. Yeah, he didn't do it. I guess we got all over it. I didn't die last time I played. I don't remember. It's been a little while since we've done a Sham farm. But, I figured at any... Ooh, where are you? Ah, crap. I figured at any time we could probably start replaying the story with Maya. I want to get through a couple of the other games that we're playing first, like the Ninjago and what other games were we playing? Was Ninjago kind of the only outlier? I don't remember. At least maybe get through that, and then we can start replaying the story on... Stream keeps pausing? Is it? I'm not getting any issues on my end that I can see, but let me just check on YouTube real quick. This might, loading up Safari might cause it to stutter, so just bear that in mind. Oh my lord, that's loud.
In the flesh, history setting. No one can get it to load properly. The VOD, the 22 point or 32, I don't know what it's but something point.
I heard the sound in the stream, and I thought it was in my.
Was it completely kind of broke a lot of stuff. And
Mr. Zach, I hate to say this, I think it might be on your end, because replaying the stream, it's not juddering around or anything.
It took a while. It takes a while to mow them down with it, but
like, it looks,
what I would consider a long time. That's just what it is. So yeah, if you're on the TikTok, if anybody is currently,
it looks fine on my end. Like, it's not stuttering or anything. So I think it might be something to do with your internet. Mr. Donut Lord, welcome. Hello again, Mr. Streamer Dude Man. Told you I'd be back. Glad to see you, my friend. Glad you could make the return. Let me just check the TikTok chat. Oh, we got a couple people on the TikTok. I'm gonna try having it open for those on the TikTok, if you would like to chime in. How does the vertical TikTok look? I don't know what it looks like outside of my outside. Oh, yo Nathan, how does the vertical TikTok look? Let me know. Looks fine to me, thanks. I can see it in my OBS window, but that's about it. Like, I can't see it outside of that in real world context, and I have a feeling having the TikTok chat open at the same time as everything else might cause some resource overload, but I'll give it a shot for a little bit at least. Don't want to leave people's voices out of it if possible. Mr. Donut Lord, is the YouTube stream okay? Are we good on there? Mr. Zach was saying that it was pausing for him, but I'm not sure if that was on his end or on my end. I checked the YouTube stream. It seemed fine. At least just like going back and replaying the little bit that had already happened. Good way to tell for this, just look at the face cam. If the face cam is juddering, then it's lagging. If it's the game, that's just the game. Winning! Yeah, I looked away for half a second. I also didn't realize this. This is just like a, looks all good on my end. Alright, good to hear. I saw on the Battlefront stream, and I took a screenshot of this because I'm not crazy. Before it finished processing, it's in 1080p 60. I guarantee after it's finished processing, it'll revert it back to 30 for some reason. 30 frames. I don't know why. I've been thinking about, maybe for the Battlefront streams, if my computer can handle it, recording the Battlefront ones as well while we stream them, so that way I could just post them on the channel afterwards, and that way it would be at like full quality, no real compression, because I'm pretty sure streaming compression is a lot more aggressive than, where are you? Scout. Can't remember the gun that Mr. Dima had asked us to find. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's well, but I don't know. Technology works in mysterious ways, unfortunately. And why are we not changing the... No, there we go. 790 dose. Beautiful. CPU percentage is at 9.3%. I mean, the Battlefront stream was seemingly having issues when it was around 9%, which I find is very odd. I'm not sure if that was an internet issue or if that was the computer just couldn't... Because, like, the fans aren't coming on the MacBook. It's dead silent. It's not even... not even like putting out any heat or anything. So when do you return to class? I asked in BF2 stream but didn't hear. Well, I'm already in class. I'm back at class. I started this week, but as before, Thursdays are the day off, so Wednesday night streams can still happen. We also try to do the Friday and the Saturday day/night streams. No more Sunday night streams until summer comes back around. Unfortunately, but that's okay, because I have my placement on Mondays again. And then after a few weeks of university, we go back to full week practicum. So, and then the Wednesday night streams won't be around for that either. But we make do with what we have. Let's do it. The grind never stops. Should we, in the future, also just thinking about Borderlands stuff, Mr. Wired Dragon, welcome my friend. It's been a little while. No 94 yet? No sir. If we did, we would not be doing this again, trust me. I think once I find the 94 Sham on the Vita, that will be the one and only Sham farm I ever do on this console. I will do it again once we play Borderlands 2 VR on the PSVR. To get that one, because I don't believe anybody's ever found the 94 Sham on that version either. So that's the only other 94 Sham I will ever do. This one, once we get it, it do be over. Whoops. Hey! How's it been, my friend? How have you been? Always gotta hear how you guys are doing. Nothing. I heard from Mr. Honest Liar during the what stream was it? It was one of the streams right after New Year's. He popped by to say hi. I'm glad he's doing well. This is kind of annoying. The TikTok window can't stay open when I click to change the run counter, but whatever. Been good, just been busy. Same here. Same here, my friend. Been playing Outlast Trials recently. Is it that new game that came out? That new Outlast one? I had seen a little bit on it. I hadn't really looked into it, though, but to my understanding, it's like a multiplayer kind of game. I thought Outlast was like a story, like, you know, more of a story horror experience, but I watched people play the first two Outlast. I think I watched Markiplier play the first two back in the day. Horrifying games to watch for the first time. It's funny, like Outlast, the original Outlast was credited as being like a next gen title, because I think it came out first on like the PS4. Newest, yeah, but it's pretty old. Okay, my Outlast knowledge is not up to par, but it was touted as being like, you know, the next gen title, and to be fair, you know, it still looks okay. But when you watch YouTube videos of people saying that from the time that it came out, you know, max resolution that they were posting the videos at was like 720p, full of artifacting and compression and everything, and next gen title. But you didn't care back then. You were watching it on your iPhone 5 screen, and that screen was barely over a 720p resolution anyway. Comes first in the lore, actually. Oh, really? Oh. Interesting. I feel like that's a game series that, yeah, you could dive incredibly deep with the lore. Even if you know nothing about it and you just jump into the first game, it's like apparent that, okay, stuff has happened here, bad things have happened, and this is like kind of the result of it, and all that. So Trials lore-wise is during the Cold War. It's hallucinations sleeper agents undergo for psychological... oh, really? Sounds interesting, actually. Mr. Wire Dragon, you got a PS3 with a copy of Borderlands 1 on it by chance? I asked this in the Discord, and it... yeah, easy. Where'd he go? Wait. Oh! I had asked this in the Discord, and good lord, that drop took a while. I asked this in the Discord, and I think... can't remember if I asked it on the YouTube... whatever you call it, post section. If you have a PS3 with Borderlands 1 and a character around, like, mid-level 20s, if you want to join us during our Borderlands 1 streams, feel free. Oh, we got a, what is that, a bunny? Yeah, I think we already have a bunny, actually. There you go, world drop. Money shot. Come on, inventory, you know you wanna. Did I keep the bunny that we found? I don't think I actually did. We have a lot of legendaries in our inventory. I know we found one before. I thought I had it at some point, but maybe I sold it because I didn't want it. Okay. That's fine. That's kind of funny, actually. So, we got a world drop. A large bunny. This is an awful rocket launcher. Don't ever use it. I do not. I can just download a ROM. Oh, right, okay. A ROM, since my PS3 mod. Alright, if you want to do that, by all means, go right ahead. And, if your system is modded, you could probably download, like, a save file of somebody who's got, like, around that level if you want. Because we have, I think, Mr. Flip. He joined us last time. He started at level 7, I think. I was, like, level 27. He held his own, though. He did a surprisingly amazing job at not dying. And it was actually doable. With 3 players, that would probably get a little more difficult. Just because I've never seen Borderlands 1 with, you know, that 3 or 4 player enemy increase, or, like, enemy difficulty increase. I've never seen it like that. It'd be really cool to have a full lobby. Excuse me. Shave the mustache. What do you want me to shave the mustache? Jessie told me I had to shave the beard, so I shaved the beard. And she's like, but you should keep the mustache. I'm like, why? What character do you want me to look like, or what book person do you want me to look like? Because originally I had it, like, all the way down the face, and then, like, down here, and whatnot, and then I, shoved that. I assume all the DLCs are on the PS3. I could just grab a save file on Nexus Mods. Yeah, they're all in the there was like 4 DLCs, I think, that came out on the PS3, or for the game in general. But yeah, PS3 got all of them. Speaking of which, you just reminded me. I did order, and I think I had mentioned this in another stream, but I did order the Borderlands triple pack for the PS3. Yes, I already have all the games for the PS3. However, in terms of media Sir? In terms of media preservation, oh crap. It has the add-on disc, which has all the DLC for all of the games on it. Which is insanely clutch, especially since the pre-sequel, because it did not get a Game of the Year release. Outside of that triple pack, none of the DLCs exist physically. And if you want to play on the Xbox, like if you have a 360 and don't want to get a new Xbox for some reason, understand that. To get the DLCs for any of the games, because the marketplace is shut down, you need to either get the Game of the Years for the or for Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, although Borderlands 2 Game of the Year doesn't come with all the DLC. It's like comes with whatever select few that was around at the time. And pre-sequel, you pretty much need the triple pack in order to play the DLCs now on the 360. Unless you mod your console or you already had them purchased from before. And it's a pretty good deal. Like, instead of spending $40 alone on the pre-sequel DLC for the PS3 on the store, I paid $40 for this entire triple pack, so I get also the Borderlands 1 DLC that I need. Freaky Deaky is online. Should I be concerned? Do we get... No. We got a customization, though. That's just as good if you squint hard enough. Nah, mustache stays. More time apart from Jessie now that school's back. Yes, sir. She had to go back for her program as well, so that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, but it's not forever. That's what you have to keep telling yourself. Whoa. The schizo pistol. That's what you have to tell yourself. Everything's being schizo. Everything's disappearing. What are you? I already have all the customizations. Nothing in there. Mr. Gabriel, welcome, my friend. How are we? Kind of funny, actually. My 360 stealth server has access to the store still. I can get all that for free. Well, I mean, you know. Good for you. Hopefully that's not incriminating evidence because you just told everybody, but, you know. Yeah, no, it's fine. I like my physical media, hence why we're playing. It's back here. I got it. Hence why we're playing the cartridge version of the game on the PS TV. Gotta be authentic. Gotta be... I gotta remember the whole reason why we decided to do this on the PS Vita in the first place, on a PS TV that's unmodded, is to see if you can get through the entire game with all of its content as if you were playing it in 2014 when it came out. I mean, well, 2014 once the DLCs came out for it. So, and, you know, to some extent we could. 1,000 cuts sucks. And I think once you get to UVHM, maybe we were just having bad luck that day, but as far as I know, after Brick's initiation, the game hard locks in multiplayer and you can't get through it. So, but it's not a big deal. Just complete that little section single player and then you can play the rest of the game multiplayer. Might do a full Star Wars Saga rewatch besides the sequel. Full Star Wars, but you're missing a third. In the next month or two. You got them on DVD or you streaming them? I have them on. I have the, I think it was the 2006, whatever versions they released, like on DVD, the triple packs. I have those two for the prequels and the original trilogy. I miss those because the second disc that they came with had a demo for the original Xbox of Lego Star Wars 2 on the original trilogy discs, and then the sequel or the prequels had for the Xbox a demo of Battlefront 2. I don't have an original Xbox, so unfortunately I can't test to see if that works because it doesn't work if you put it into a 360 through backwards compatibility. I'm assuming because it wasn't one of the titles included in that backwards compatibility list. Even though it's pretty slim on the 360 anyway. I like my discs, but TBH optical media bad. I mean, you know what? It's slow compared to modern stuff, but you know, I still like it. It's what I grew up with. It worked back then. It was fun to use and all that. Plus, I like all the cases and stuff. Like, I like all the artwork that comes in the manuals and the disc cases and all that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like to look at the things that I... Hey, whoa! What's the meaning of this? Don't you dare. Just a little flick of the wrist. DVD. Good man. Good man. I have the sequels on DVD too, but they're like... not in any kind of triple pack. It's just the Force Awakens on Blu-ray, the Last Jedi on Blu-ray, and then Skywalker. Wait, what was the last one called? Rise of Skywalker. That one is on DVD. It was brand new when we bought it though, but what the hell is it? Hybridification, longitudinal hybridification. Say that 5 times fast. Anything else? We got a world drop rocket launcher, legendary rocket launcher, before we got a shamrock shake shield. That's not a pearl. We do have some pearls, which is nice. Mr. Wire Dragon, you probably, I don't think you were in that stream. We got 2 pearls within 5 runs at a bunker, which now I know it's possible on the Vita version to get world drop pearls. I've been focused on schoolwork, so I barely have time to play games or watch videos. You know what, that's fair. Hence why we do streams on Wednesday nights only throughout the week. Freaky Deaky is now online. I feel like he's trying to tell us something. Something I don't know if I want to know. But, yeah, no, I hear that. It's, get busy around this time of year. I always hated in university going back to school after December because that Christmas break is just, and it depends on the semester too, depends on when your exams landed. It's just long enough to give you that little taste of freedom, and then they reel you back in. Your sleep schedule's all now messed up from first term, and you know, it's just takes a little while to get back into it. And then once you do, then you're like, oh hey, summer's here. Ta-da! Should stream Battlefront 2 2005. You know, I really should. I've been thinking about it. I'd wanna, if I did that, I'd wanna do let me just hang on, I'm just moving my windows here. There we go. I do want to do that. I have the PS2. Like, I'd want to do it out of the PS2 just to make it genuine. I would love to do like a split screen stream of that too. Split screen stream. Yeah, I think I said that right. Get Ben over here. I have the original 2 Battlefronts on the PS2, and I remember him and I, the one couple Christmases, he would come over and we'd just sit down and play Cloud City or what other maps were there on the original Battlefront? I think Cloud City was our favorite, or like Kashyyyk. The original Kashyyyk map was great. So, you know. And I do have my component to HDMI adapter, so that would work really nice with video quality. Although I don't know if the original Battlefront uses the component out to its full extent. Like a game like, you know, God of War, they use the component out, or Gran Turismo 4 really uses it, because you can get a 1080i signal out of that one. Really wish more games took advantage of that, but I can understand if a game like God of War 2, you're not running that at 1080i on a PS2, because it's quite heavy on the resources. I started watching 9 months ago. Has it been 9 months? I feel like it's been longer, but 9 months is still a long time. I appreciate the dedication, my friend. We love having you here, and you're the whole reason why we have a channel Discord that a lot of people are enjoying, and they can share stuff they find or just have conversations with each other. So you are, you know, just as, whoa, supersized shield. You are like a pivotal part of that community. Nothing exciting out of here, man. Hate it. I gotta look up to see if there's a way to put TikTok chat in Restream or like in OBS somehow. Because I just hate having the Safari window open beside it. I hate having the two things. Because I can't see it with the OBS window there. Like, it's only a... What did that say before? Oh, for God's sake. What was the number of the runs before this? I was not paying attention. Was it Sit. Oh, come on, bruh. $7.93. I don't want to load up the YouTube, man. Fine. I'll load up the stream and see what number I was on. Encoding overload? Encoding? Nope, no encoding overload. I don't know why it's not doing it this time. View channel. Alright, stream. What number was I on? I got it. Let me see.
Because I can't see it.
Alright, we're on 797. There we go. I didn't think we were that far into it yet, but I guess we are. Close to 800 runs. It's a lot of runs, but you know what? It's fine. I'm only ever doing this farm twice in my life. I will have felt accomplished once I find it on here. I won't feel the need to find it on the PS3 version. I could, if I really wanted to, just transfer this character onto the PS3 and then get it that way. The VR version, no. That's like the one version of Borderlands 2, I think, that doesn't allow... Well, okay. The PC version, legitimately, I know you can save, edit, and all that crap, but the VR version's the only version that doesn't actually have some kind of save transfer feature. Well, there's no consoles that it has save transfer between, because nothing else had the game outside of the PC and the PSVR 1, which is a shame. Like, it's so old to the point where the interface, like the, you know, your health and ammo and everything, like, if you use any VR headset with any kind of modern display in it, like anything around 4K, which is pretty much every VR headset now, it breaks. Like, the interface just breaks, things are broken, stuff is cut off, and like, like half of it is here, half of it's on the complete other side of the screen. I don't know. A modern update would be nice, especially for modern controllers. The Steam Frame, that's the VR one, right? That new one. Guaranteed, if you try to load up Borderlands 2 VR on it, it will not let you control it properly. Let's see a Sham. Is this Borderlands on the TikTok? Yes, it is, my friend. This is Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita. We have played this game from the beginning, from level 1 all the way up to UVHM, and played all the DLCs, and have defeated all the raid bosses except for Master Yi, because he's just a mess. And we did TVHM and UVHM multiplayer. A man called Mr. Honest Liar found the stream and decided he would like to be a part of it, and that was a great decision that he made, because he made the stream so much more than it probably would have been with me just yapping at a camera. So that was nice and fun. We're playing on a PlayStation TV, so we're actually using physical Vita hardware. We have the actual cartridge here that we're using, which is pretty neat. Yeah. Haven't played Borderlands 2 in so long, man. That's awesome. I used to play it with my dad. That's awesome to hear. Those are the best memories. Playing a game like that with family members. Especially a game that, you know, is designed to be thoroughly enjoyed with co-op. But, you know, I'm glad you're enjoying the stuff you're seeing. I'm glad you had a great experience with the game, too. That's great. But, yeah, Vita version, I would say, is, you know, if you want to go back and re-experience it, maybe not the best version to start with. As much as I love it, I don't know if I can really recommend it to somebody unless they really want to do it. It has some issues, particularly around stability and frame rate. But outside of that, you know, it's fine. It's fun. multiplayer works. 2 players only, because otherwise it would blow up. Shift still works on here. Like, you can still redeem golden keys and everything, which I find is kind of funny. I don't see why it wouldn't work, considering it's the game's just hooked up to the Shift client, and as long as Shift still exists, then it'll work. But, you know... Start my course in 3 weeks. Oh, yeah? Are you ready? 3 weeks. What's that, like, February? Does it start in February? That's probably like me. Like, I have a course, and lo and behold, to all of us in my cohort, we had no idea it started in March. So, like, half of us stayed on Monday, because it was our second course of the day. Stayed till 1 o'clock at the university. Only to find that the room was filled with a completely different class. Different professor, and then we asked the chair lady who came out, and we're like, is this assessment and evaluation? She's like, no. It's a year 2 course for teachers college, and we're like, oh. And then we got an email from the professor teaching the course saying, yeah, it doesn't start until March. We're like, alright. Cool. But yeah. You ready for it, Mr. Zach? You all prepared? You got all your note? Not January 29th. Is that really 3 weeks away? Oh. Well. Look at me not paying attention to, the calendars. I have a feeling that after, like, nearly 800 runs, we've probably seen absolutely everything that Bunker can drop. Normal gun-wise, like, not legendary-wise, but, like, absolutely everything, I'm convinced. Have you played the 4th one at all? I've seen a little, but not looked into it. I played 3 a lot. Yes, I have played the 4th one. I haven't played too much of it yet, just because when it came out, I started Teachers College, so didn't have the most time to play it. I've slowly been getting through it, doing the side missions, and just kind of like learning how it controls, because it controls a little differently than the other games. I'm someone who... This is the Super Deluxe Edition, by the way. I'm someone who, like, got very used to using the D-pad to switch between weapons, and that's just not an option in Borderlands 4. I know in Borderlands 3... Excuse me. I don't think it's an option by default. Like, you have to go into the settings to actually change it, because the arrows are bound to, like, mission selecting or something. It's weird. But, yeah, in Borderlands 4, they just kind of were like, no, you don't need that anymore. You can just hold the triangle button and wait for half a second and then flick the left joystick for the weapon that you need. It kind of sucks. Like, it really kind of sucks, but I'm glad they added an FOV slider finally. Playing on a PS5 on a TV, it's a little crammed. Felt a lot like playing Borderlands 1 on the PS3 again, which I didn't hate, but, you know, I understood why that didn't have an FOV slider. This game had no excuse for not having one. Thankfully, they added it. And, yeah, you know, I'm having fun with it. I know there's a lot of, views on the 4th game, and, you know, losing the player count and whatever, and, oh, is it better than Borderlands 2? You know, I still like Borderlands 2 as my number 1. I think that'll be hard to dethrone it, but that's not, like, to say I hate Borderlands 4, or I hate Borderlands 3. Like, I like them in their own respective ways. They each do something nice and cool that Borderlands 2 doesn't. And there's stuff that Borderlands 2 does that Borderlands 4 and 3 don't do, so, you know, that's just how it is. When's your birthday? July 22nd. I had my, whatever you call it, golden birthday, is that what it is, when the year that, or the age that you're turning matches the day of your birthday? Yo, just tuned in. What's the highest percentage you got so far on the Sham? 90%, I think, is the max we've gotten so far. We have 24 Shams total, and we do have... I'll show it off in a second here. mind the frame rate. We do have the 77% sham. We did acquire it. Why is the screen shaking like this? What the hell is happening? What the hell? I don't... What? Ah! Where'd all the ammo... Is he facing the wrong way? Oh, no. Oh, no. No! He absolutely threw the 94 sham off the edge. What the hell is wrong with you? You got one job. But yeah, we do have the 77% sham, which I understand is as rare as the 94, just on the opposite end of the spectrum of shams that you do want. Yeah, there's nothing here for us. I agree, Borderlands 2 is peak. I love Borderlands 2. I love how it has a VR version, too. More... The other Borderlands games I wish had a VR version, especially the pre-sequel. I feel like flying around in that one would be fun. So here's the 77% sham. It does exist. We have found it. I'm more than positive we're the first people ever to have acquired the 77% sham on the Vita version. And we're trying to also be the first people to ever acquire the 94 sham on the Vita version. Ignore the fact that it's level 61. The Vita did not get the UVHM. There's the 90%. That's the highest we've gotten. The Vita did not get the UVHM upgrade pack 2 or any kind of OP levels. So level 61 is the maximum level that you can get stuff at. Borderlands 2 is on Nintendo Switch right now. It is, yeah. They released it on... we're on Run 800. They released it... it was part of the Legendary Collection, actually. Like, they didn't release the Handsome Collection for the Switch. It was just the Legendary Collection, which came with... Which is honestly a decent deal. Like, it came with Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. Which isn't bad. Is Borderlands 2 on Nintendo Switch? Oh, I thought you knew. Oh, yeah, yeah. Accidentally deleted your comment at Mr. Funk. Oh, no. Yeah, Borderlands 2, 1, pre-sequel. 3, to some degree, is available on the Nintendo Switch. I do have, like, the Legendary Collection and Borderlands 3 on the Switch. I did have a Switch for a time. That passed. But, yeah, Borderlands 3... I don't know what it is with Borderlands 3. It's just got so many hardware issues now on everything. The Switch 2, I mean, I know it's not officially supported, but if you have the cartridge or if you've downloaded it before, it's unplayable. There's some rendering crap that goes wrong with it. And every console, and I think to some degree on PC, every console, multiplayer just doesn't work the way it's supposed to anymore. It used to. When the game came out, it used to. But now it doesn't. Because of... I'm guessing it's something to do with shift. When you turn your console off, like, turn the internet off on the console, it'll load up fine. But when you don't do that, it will crash upon loading. Saw this in my feed and I just had to click what the hell's going on. P is Vita. Absolutely, my friend. We are playing on a PlayStation TV because I don't have a Vita that has a hardware mod to get HDMI out of it. We're playing on a PS TV that's unmodded. So we're doing this genuine experience, and we are also using the cartridge version because the PS TV takes Vita cartridges. And thankfully... Hey! Oh, run! Oh! Alright, we need to be surgical about this. There we go. Can't shoot him, otherwise it won't count as a second wind. Crossy road. You like those lasers? But yeah, came out on the PS Vita in 2014. Great stuff. Great frame rate. You can overclock your Vita if you have a modded one to get mildly better frame rates, but that murders the battery, and also it's not guaranteed. I thought that was a sham. It's not guaranteed to actually improve the frame rate in all areas, which is a little unfortunate, but, you know. Ooh. I can never get into the pre-sequel. Could never get into the pre-sequel for the life of me, but I remember pre-ordering BL3 and it crashed every time we got ammo too quick. Yeah, I can see that. I haven't had really, outside of the shift internet connecting issues, whatever you want to call that, haven't really had any issues crashing outside of that, but yeah, I know. Every time I open my inventory or I'm buying ammo, I just like click the button, click the button, click the button, because I'm afraid it'll lag out or something. The inventory menu systems suck on last gen consoles on Borderlands 3. Looks like a Crunchwrap Supreme. Hey man, Crunchwrap Supreme's goated. Back, did you die? No. We know how to use the sniper. We're good. Mr. Joe followed the host. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Do you have a world drop counter? We don't have a world drop counter, but we do have a very devoted individual called Mr. Actus, who's part of the channel community and in the Discord, who is, I gotta go, was good seeing you, we'll see you next stream. Thanks for being here, Mr. Zach. Always appreciated with your presence, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. His name is Mr. Actus. He is clipping together all of our sham drops, so he's clipped together all 24 of them, in hope of making a, ending it with a 94 sham drop, but, I don't have a world drop counter. We have found a lot of world drops. We found a bunny earlier on in the stream. We found this butcher, the bearcat, Shreddifier, I think. Like, a lot of our legendary weapons, not these ones. Not this one. Maybe this one. This one, definitely. This one, I think. Not this one. This one, yes. That one's not a world drop. Not this one. I don't know why I have two of these. Not this one. This one we did. The volcano we have. That was a world drop. Not that one. A lot of our legendaries... Oh, by the way, here's the bone shredder in this version of the game. For whatever reason, the developers just didn't... Like, they forgot to add the texture to the gun in the Vita version. Still works. Looks a little funky. If anything, the performance is a little better since it's not trying to render in a gun. The aiming reticle is part of other guns, so, you still get to see that. But they just never... Like, you can... What was that, the right side? You can inspect the gun, and it's just not here. So, I always love showing that off. Where's my weaponry? There it is. Really hoping this didn't break the... It broke it. The visual save quitting will fix this, but like... certain guns that do elemental damage, the lighting can get a little messed up on it and the texture, so like... Strobe warning. Coded. Highest roll, 92%. Highest roll has been 90%. We do have the 77% sham, though. We do have that in our inventory. We did acquire that some time ago. Oh, thank God. I don't need to shoot this gun that much. Brace yourselves! It's just some visual bugs you gotta get used to. Go to loot for some world drops. I don't know, we've had some pretty... I didn't even realize the volcano was that great of a world drop. Like, my chat had to point that out to me, so I'm thankful for that. I think we missed a world drop, too, last Sham stream. Like, I missed it. Everybody else saw it. My father, oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but too bad. Oh! There we go. Alright, don't turn around this time. Do you stream on Twitch or anything? You know, we were streaming Battlefront 2 earlier, but Twitch has seemingly just not been working for us. I don't know... I don't know what's going on with it. It keeps giving me the error 1000 where it just won't load the stream up when you're trying to watch it live, but then after, like, you can watch the VOD and it's got no problems. So, right now I'm just streaming on TikTok and YouTube. So, Mr. Joe, if you would like to go to the YouTube, that's where all the other chats are. I think the YouTube is in my TikTok bio. If it isn't, come back to the chat and I can type it in the TikTok chat. Because I can't remember if I put it in my TikTok bio. But yeah, I'll always stream to YouTube, but I also, you know, try to stream to either Twitch or TikTok. But both of which have been giving me some grief. But you know, is Boar too powerful for the PS Vita? I don't know. Just judging by the nature of Boar, I would say absolutely. That being said, I don't have a max level 0 to really test that out with, and, you know, but maybe one day we'll max out all the characters. I got an eyelash! Okay, sounds good, I'll check it out. Can't believe this is even coded for the PS Vita, honestly. Like, I swear Dad Sneeze will shatter this thing to the core. Dad Sneeze. I can just picture that. Yeah, no, in some areas, because this version does suffer from a memory leak, and there's a lot of bigger areas in Borderlands 2, particularly Thousand Cuts and Sawtooth Cauldron. I think Sawtooth Cauldron is the worst area in this game on this version. Once you've played it in Sawtooth, it takes no time at all. I'm not kidding, 10 minutes. Something as little as triggering a save point, which is what you need to prevent it from causing issues, will crash the game, or it'll freeze it, and then you have to restart the game. Like, it's so annoying, and I've played the game, because this was my first introduction to Borderlands 2 on the Vita, and I've played this version long enough to kind of know where all the crash spots are, and when the game's starting to, like, give up. Because you can't open your, like, when you, what area is it? The wildlife, preserve. That's kind of like the first area where it becomes an issue, where once you're past a certain point on the map, you cannot open your inventory. Otherwise it will crash the game, or if you pause, it'll crash the game. So, you just kind of need to be aware of that, and it forces you to play the game differently. Like, you need to have a loadout that you like ready when you're going into certain boss fights, because you can't change it. And I know for some people that can be a problem, but if max level's level 61, you're probably not going to be in too much of a pickle anyway. So, you can get by with it. Does it have the DLC, or is it just the main game? I'm assuming the former. It has some... I subbed to the YouTube, I'll be on here. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Appreciate you. I think it'll be 297 or 298. I think. We're close to 300. Can I beat BL2 PS Vita without the game crashing? If you play single player, you probably can. Multiplayer, once you get to UVHM, we found, with Mr. Honest Liar and I, when we did play through TVHM and UVHM together. We did stream it, by the way, so if you want to go see that, it's in the playlists section. But once we got to UVHM, after Brick's initiation, the game would not progress past like, once he jumped down from the chair, it wouldn't progress past that. It would freeze. No matter what we did, it wouldn't fix, like, nothing would fix it. So I had to just launch the game offline and play through that part myself, and then once I got past that, then I was able to invite him back and get that going. We can go to the matchmaking, since some new people are here. Nobody's online. You ignore that. Invite friend, here's the invite screen on the PS Vita. Gotta go through add recipient. I don't think anybody's... Yeah, nobody's online on the PS Vita currently. It shows you your PS4 and PS3 friends, but, you know, it's fine. But to answer your question about the DLC, it has some DLC. It came with the Torg and the Oasis DLC, along with the Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack 1, and a lot of the different cosmetics, and Gage and Krieg are also in this version, but that's it. All the DLC that came, or that is available for this version, came with the version when you bought it. Whether you download it or whether you buy it physically. There's even... Oh, oh no, I messed up my tripod. What have I done? I'll never get it in the same spot I had it ever again. There we go. It came with these two little inserts. And I mean, I had the game downloaded originally, like, first. So I didn't bother. And this is, I think, going to switch. Yeah, it's just going to switch the view for the YouTube. But there's, like, the little insert for the DLC code. You can take this code. I'm pretty sure it's expired or used, and not by me. And it had this one for Game of the Year edition, advertisement, and Tales of the Borderlands for the PS3. But yeah, so if you're gonna get this game on the Vita, I recommend you just get it digitally, because it comes with all the DLC anyway. So you don't need to worry about a code that is expired. I'm surprised you managed to hold someone hostage to play Field 2 Vita multiplayer. New CIA torture method. I didn't. He watched me play through normal mode, because I played normal mode pretty much by myself. There was like a couple instances where somebody tried to join, but they didn't last for more than like a couple minutes, because the game... the multiplayer is kind of hard to get right, but when you do get it right, it kind of works. But like, he watched me play near the end of normal Vault Hunter mode, and then once TVHM rolled around, I'm pretty sure in the first stream, he joined, and he like lives halfway across the world from me. It's amazing. He joined. In-game voice chat works, although I had to mute it because I couldn't actually communicate with him, because PSTV is an absolute monster to try and get to work with voice chat. But and we played through all of TVHM and all of UVHM together. It was amazing. So yes, Mr. Funk, the servers are still up for this version, because it's more like a peer-to-peer connection rather than you're joining through a game server, right? Like, it still uses shift. Hey! Don't move! It still uses shift, so I guess as long as shift is running, it'll run. But we're also doing, as another series, I guess you could call it, we're playing Borderlands 1 on the PS3. Multiplayer as much as possible. And that still works. Like, that works. I'm shocked as to how smooth that works. Yes, I'm using Ethernet with my PS3. Yes, I have an SSD in my PS3, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's still giving it the best chance possible. But like, there's no rubber banding, there's no nothing. Like, it just works, and it works well. So I'm kind of shocked about that. I'm happy it works, but I'm kind of shocked. And the voice chat still works. I have my little PS3 in-ear microphone that you saw people driving in the mid-2000s use. Like, sort of long-range LAN. Well, it uses, like, PlayStation Network, and, you know, it's like if I were to play Borderlands 4 and invite you to my game. Like, you're on my friends list, and I invite you to my game, and then you join my game. That's how it is on the Vita. You invite somebody on your friends list, or there is the matchmaking thing, but it's very specific, and this is just how it works with Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel and 1, and probably Borderlands 3, where it'll only search matchmaking for players that are, like, around your level. Like, if you're level 20, you're not going to find a level 1 playing in the matchmaking. So, but if your friends are playing and they have the game, then no matter what level, it'll show them, but on the right side, like underneath. I've got a lot of BL2 knowledge from Jolts and Meek. I like Meek's challenges a lot. I would love to see, and I've said this before, I would love to see the like big Borderlands 2 YouTubers who do the challenges. I would love to see them do their toughest challenge, but on the Vita version. Like, I would just love to see what that looks like. It's a challenge enough just trying to learn how to play this version of the game. At its heart, it's still Borderlands 2, but no, it's not 120 hertz, or it's not running at 120 frames. Graphics aren't as pretty, and I will say, I have played this on my, handheld Vita too. I've played it a lot on my handheld Vita. It does not look this bad on the handheld Vita. Because that screen is, 5 inches? I think it's like 5 inches, and it's also like 540p and OLED. I have the OLED model. So, like, it looks really nice on there. I'm playing this on a 40-inch TV, and, not OLED. That was a big hitch. That worries me mildly. What was I saying? And I don't know, I'm still not entirely sure if the PSTV is upscaling this game at all to 720p. I would imagine not. Oh no! Just because the PSTV can do 720p and it can do 1080i. And for the game, for any PS Vita game to work for that matter on the PSTV, it needed to receive a software update. So, like, they could have done stuff to it to make it work. But, And that's the other thing with not having all the DLCs on this version. And it can be kind of a pain sometimes, because even for items that are in this version of the game, think about the conference call. You're not moonshot farming on a Vita. So to get a conference call legitimately only on the Vita, you need to farm the warrior. There's no Tiny Tina DLC to get it from the Handsome Sorcerer. You could theoretically just transfer your save to a PS3, farm, or PS4, farm the Handsome Sorcerer there, make sure you don't go above level 61, and then transfer it back, and then you have it. But, if you're not doing that, and if you don't have access to those things, then you're screwed. Why would you drop me something cool? Give me a Sham. I don't ask for much. I don't think their hardest challenges are plausible. Quite a bit of how they manage to get through stuff requires farming and DLC the Vita doesn't have. There you go. Mainly fight for Sanctuary. Yeah, Vita definitely didn't get that DLC. Considering that the PS3 and 360 didn't get it, then, Mr. Zach is also in the TikTok. Yeah. I don't know. They'd have to change up their challenge runs, I guess. I thought you'd have to get some magic to make it work like that, the way Metal Gear Online for Metal Gear Solid 4 had to do in the PS3 server shutdown. Yeah, thankfully not. There are some Vita games that, yeah, you do have to do that. Like, I know the Killzone Mercenary, you have to do that. The COD servers are still up, surprisingly. What was another game? There's a few Vita games that their online servers got yoinked. But yeah, like games that have the peer-to-peer thing are easier to kind of get working and have working for a long time. Like Minecraft, for example, on the Vita still works, and on the PS3 for that matter, still works. There's no cross-console play, unfortunately, but there was only very few, and I know this isn't Borderlands related, but there's one game on planet Earth, to my knowledge, that is cross-console compatible, like playing-wise, between a Vita, PS3, PS4, and a PS5, and it supports voice chat as well. And if anyone's ever played the original Helldivers, you know what I'm talking about. Because you can get a lobby of... well, lobby of 4, because that's the max, and you can have a PS Vita player play with a PS3, PS4, and PS5 player. And there you go. And it just works. Like, that's just the game. That's how it was. And, I mean, I say PS5, it's running the PS4 version of the game, but still, it's on a PS5. Technically, it counts. How many runs do you think you're gonna hit this stream? I have no idea. We've been going for an hour and 11 minutes, so we still have lots of time to go. Lots of hope to shatter when I don't get the sham, because that's just how life is. But we still got lots of time, don't worry. We got no class tomorrow, so we got some time. I feel like challenges should try to be possible in main game now on PC. We got ourselves a sham! How about that? Ask and you shall receive. Alright, what do we think it is before looking at it? I'm not letting anybody look at it, because I know a lot of people know their parts, and that's cheating. Now on PC, you can probably get the entire thing plus DLC for cheap sometimes. But stuff like this, the Vita, would be nice to try. You can probably emulate it, but that's the problem with emulating is that it would probably run it better than the Vita did. So, like, the true Vita experience is getting the handheld, not modding it, and playing the game, because this is the state that it was left in. And you were expected to complete the whole game like this, and we did. It is possible. This is beautiful, Mr. or Mrs. Hex. Welcome, my friend. Indeed, it is beautiful. It's an experience in and of itself. It's unique. Alright, what do we got? Feeling about 85, W Sham, 89 my guess. Like the optimism. I'm gonna go 83. I'm gonna say 83 on this one. We got it! Are you kidding me? We got 2 77 shams and no 94 shams. Are you kidding me? I'm taking it. I'm dropping one of the bunker SMGs that we have. I don't need it. I'm gonna make sure I save first. Are you kidding me? What the hell is that? That's the equivalent of getting 294 shams, pretty much, because it's the exact same rarity. I can update the sham counter, but, like... dude! I'm happy, but that's not what I want. Man, you could say, what a sham. You make me hurt. Another 77. That's actually ludicrous. By the way, here's the shift thing. Shift still works on here. You can redeem shift codes if you really want to. And also, here's the cross-save thing. You can upload. It's just built into the game. You can upload your character to whatever little storage server thing it has, and then download it to either a PS3 or PS4 running Borderlands 2. Just works. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do now. I was talking about not getting a sham. We got the sham. Imagine the 94 shams drop spit out of the barrel gun as a world drop. You know what? I wouldn't care. I just want it. 277 shams. That's... I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Mr. Master Chief, I don't know if you were here yet when I was talking about Borderlands 2 VR, but I also want to do a series of Borderlands... I mean, I have started it already, but I haven't had the time for it. Okay, we have 2 bunker SMGs. I don't need both. Which one's better? Where are you? You're worse. That was the elemental one. Hang on a second. I want to keep the elemental one. Yoink. What? It's somehow better in terms of capacity, though. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, I want to do the VR series as well. Borderlands 2 VR is actually very fun. Playing it on the PSVR 1 though, since that's all I own to play that version. But we also want to be the first people to get the 94 Sham on that, and I swear to God, if I have to sit in the headset for 800 runs, you may watch my mental state depreciate in real time. I missed a lot of the slag. I don't even think I hit him. That's the other thing. I know Bunker doesn't usually show a slag texture. In UVHM on the Vita, as much as they forgot the texture of the Bone Shredder, they also forgot to put the texture in for a slagged enemy. So you just have to kind of shoot and hope for the best that you slagged somebody, because you won't know visually. Out of all the time I played BL2, only got one Sham, and that's all the patience I had for the farm. You know what? That's fair. If I wasn't doing a dedicated farm for this on YouTube, I would not spend this much time getting it. But somebody, I can't remember who said it, somebody when we were playing UVHM suggested I do it, and enough people said yes, they'd watch me do it, so I'm like, you know what, fine. We'll do it. Why not? I gotta recreate all of my steps exactly how it happened last time, where we gotta Hey! What are you? Your money. I'm seeing things. I'm getting you. I've earned it. Even though I don't need it. Nobody appreciates a man losing his mind anymore. Like, some people have gotten a 94 Sham from a story kill. Like, come on. What are we doing? We got a bunker SMG. Ah! I don't want you either. What's the fight? When's the fight happening? I still need my... And it's fire. Did the one that I dropped down there just teleport up here somehow? Come on, bruh. At least make it fun. What the... Oh. Yeah, this crap always happens. We're a blue and a green. This one's a little more obvious, but like... A blue and a green beam will merge and it looks like a pearl, and then you're all sad when it's not. Well, we can update the bunker SMG. 37 bunker SMGs. Yippee! 77% Sham is nightmares. Absolutely. Boar is funny enough that I almost always farm bunker for the Sham or gun. Well, I mean, on a comparable piece of hardware, yeah, like, that's the best way to farm him, but, like, we're on a Vita TV here. I'm pretty sure we would be locked up for a crime if, I decided to bore on the PS Vita. It would be like assault of some kind, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's insane. That's poor Mr. Actus. He's gonna have to put in 277 Sham. I was so excited on the first one. I mean, I was excited and disappointed because, like now, same drop chance, opposite end of the spectrum. Now it's happened twice. And I still don't have a 94 Sham. Once we get the 94 Sham, I will also be collecting all of the pearls on the Vita. And again, Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack 1. There's only Gen 1 pearls, so I guess that's fine. I don't need to farm for as long. The midget farm still works in this one, so we can go back and do that, and that should pretty much be easy. Vita doesn't have the grog. No, it doesn't have the grog nozzle. That's, I know a lot of people's playthroughs, especially with Salvador, use the grog nozzle! So you pretty much are stuck with the ruby. Which, I mean, works too, but it's not as good as the grog. And I've always wondered, like, can't remember if I tried this or not, but if you, let's say you're playing on the PS3 and, you know, you're not level 60, or you're not higher than level 61, what if you, like, got the grog in your inventory, and then transferred your character back over to the Vita? I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work because I don't think the grog code is in the base game. So, you know, but... See, the funny thing with this version, and I still am not entirely understanding as to, like, why this happens, is that if you transfer your character, level 61 character, to a PS3 or PS4, put level 72 gear, I guess level 62 or higher gear in the inventory of the character, transfer it back onto the Vita, we got ourselves a Sham! Guesses, please and thank you. Let's see what we got. In any case, I'll continue my rant. What was I saying? Oh yeah, higher level gear. So let's say you have a level 72 gun. Put it in the inventory of your character. Transfer it back onto the Vita. It will load the character, and you can actually see the gun, the card, in your inventory, and it will display level requirement 72. So it's in the code of the base game. It's just that, to my understanding, that second DLC just unlocks it or enables it to be used. So, like, there's no real reason why they couldn't just release that on the Vita, and everything would just work. Feeling about 90%. Master Chief, Mr. Master Chief, I really wish I had your optimism, but I said 8. I'm gonna stick with my 8377. Yeah, I don't think so. If we get another 77 right now, you know what, I'm just not going to go past it. 89%, again, I'm sure this time not cope, I swear. Alright, I'm guessing 83. 82, close, close. It's alright, as long as it's not another 77, we're fine. Got 26 shams. The sham numbers are going up. Oops. That's good. 800 has been good to us. I'm not picking it up. I'm not picking up every sham we find, because I don't have the room for all of them. I'm leaving that one open spot for that 94 sham, and then I gotta put a whole bunch of stuff in the bank for when we go for the pearls, because I only have 3 of them. Pretty sure this man could not handle another 77. No. I wouldn't. If I found another 77, I would grab the Vita TV, open this window beside me, and throw it across the street. Actually, maybe I wouldn't, because Vita TVs are kind of expensive now, so I would pretend to do that. I would make a mock PS Vita TV and then throw it. 82 ain't bad, but damn, that's low end of mid. Yeah, I know, it's not like high enough where it's like, oh, it's 90, it's 92, it's in the 90s. It's just like 82. It's kind of boring. It's not the special one. It's not the 70 in the 70s percentage. Also, Vita TV uses PS4 controllers, for those who don't know, or PS3 controllers by default. It's really a culture shock to use a PS4 game or PS4 controller and play a game that controls like this. Because no PS4 game controls like this in terms of frame rate. Also, side note, going back to my point on voice chat on the PS TV, the reason it sucks is because as much as this supports the PS4 controller and supports the Rumble, which, like, what PS Vita game used Rumble? That's for the remote play, by the way. Because you can remote play a PS4 to here with 720p resolution. That's something it has over the handheld Vita. You can't use the headphone jack on this controller. It doesn't work. They just never enabled it, so... And you can't split audio on the PS TV. Like, you can't split, okay, I want my chat audio just in my headphones, like for Bluetooth, because you can hook up Bluetooth headphones. You can't split that audio and then have the game audio go out to the TV, so it's just all or nothing. And that's my problem. Like, if I were to get voice chat to work on here, I wouldn't be able to capture any kind of game audio to the capture card because it wouldn't be coming out of HDMI anymore. So, yeah, it's a weird console. I don't know. It was meant. It was released in that time of streaming boxes, like the Amazon Fire box circle thing that they made. Nexus Player, if anybody remembers the Nexus Player. Like, and even then, it still didn't make a whole lot of sense because you couldn't put YouTube on it. YouTube didn't work, Netflix didn't work. You could watch your own home videos on it, like if you had movies and you could just transfer it over. Next grind out for the 1% banded absorb shield. Who do you think I am? Somebody suggested we go for the perfect height of Terra on the Vita. You know, the slabs should go home because... No! The Terramorphous Arena actually runs pretty well. Like, when you first load in, you can actually get it up to 60 frames if you look in a certain spot without a modded console, which is pretty funny. The boss fight is a little slideshowy, but it's fine. You know, it works. You can do it, but I'm not getting a perfect height of Terror. You got me messed up. The PSTV is truly a strange device. It is, but you know what? I love it. They're really expensive now for some reason. Like, on the low end, you're finding these things for like $300. And that's perfect height. That's just evil. Yeah, no kidding. I'm excited to see what Terramorphous looks like in the VR version of Borderlands 2, because, like, bro's massive, and I want to be able to just stand and look up at him. Like, you don't know that true feeling of actually getting immersed in your favorite game, like, actually, like, looking at the scale of things and living the environment, I guess, is a good way of saying it. I can't even fathom how long a Terra kill would be on this thing. We have done it. Go back to some of the other streams. Mr. Honest Liar and I, we did do it. Didn't take us that long. Took us like maybe a minute. I don't know what he had spec'd out for Axton, but he had like insane fire rate, and I think that's what did it. I think a perfect hot would be considered psychological torture on the Vita. I think just playing this version of the game is in and of itself psychological torture, depending on who you are. But it was the first portable version of Borderlands 2, so you know what? It had that going for it. Yes, you can play it on the Switch. Yes, you can play it on the Steam Deck and pretty much any other handheld device. It was the first, okay? It crossed the finish line first, especially if it was limping and bleeding the whole way there, but it did it. Unless Shotgun B works on Vita still, actually. I'm not sure, because you gotta remember, the Vita's not on the most recent patch of Borderlands 2. I don't know how much stuff actually got patched in or patched out past, like, the UVHM 1 update. So some exploits might still work on here, where they wouldn't on the modern version. I'm not sure. I'm not well versed enough in all the exploit stuff to know. Morningstar stacking? I have no idea. That's stuff that would have to be experimented with. It's messed up to me. It's messed to me up that average the PS3 BL2 runs worse now because of the DLC. Runs worse than this, or just worse in general? Because, I mean, yeah, the PS3 kind of hurts in some spots with the DLCs, but it's not terrible. And it's like, loading times are a treat on the PS3 compared to this. Like, Bunker doesn't take too long to load, but that's because it's a really small area. Try loading into Three Horns and make a coffee while you wait. Let me know if I miss any legendaries out here, by the way, because last time I did, I felt bad because I doubted everybody. Then the Vita. No, there's no way. I played through all the DLCs on the PS3. There's no way. I don't remember any of them running like this. Because this is bad. Honestly, anything is better than this. At least anything than the Vita is competent. I mean, like I said, you can mod a Vita and overclock it, and you get some better frame rates there, but, you know. You could remote play the PS4 version on the Vita and play that at 60 frames. You just have to deal with streaming artifacts. But it works. The crunchiness and frame rate reminds me of a DS. Oh yeah, I played Modern Warfare 3 on the DS. Made by the same people who made the Elite Squadron, the Battlefront game. I love that game. But yeah, some of the DS, they tried, you know what? But I mean, you gotta think. Put yourself back in 2014. Or I guess 2012/2014. Like, think about, everybody was so excited for this game. It was very highly anticipated. And think about having that whole game with the DLC and everything on it. It was around like 25-30 gigs. Think about having that whole experience and being able to take it anywhere you want with you. You can play it anywhere. You can play it at school. You can play it at the library. You can play it, at grandma's house or something like that. What are you doing here? No, don't do that. No, you're messing up my... Nah. Excuse me. Don't hurt me. And they turned a whole 30 gig game into like a 6 gig package, I think it was. Oh. Go away. No! You're ruining it! Like, thinking about it for its time, it's still pretty impressive to me. Especially since it's on hardware that probably shouldn't have been running it in the first place, but, they still gave it a shot. And to be fair... Actually, no, I was going to say, to be fair, it ran better than this when it came out. It really didn't. Yeah. When you guys gotta stop. When I got... It wasn't that long ago that I got the physical version of this game for the PSTV. When I got it, it lets you look at all the patch notes, like, before updating, because I think the cartridge has version 1.01. Whatever version that equates to on the Vita. You can see all the patch notes, and one of the patch notes is, like, enabled the extra 64 megabytes of VRAM. I don't know why it wasn't using that in the first place. Like, I don't know why, as the developers, you wouldn't think to just throw as much power as you can at this kind of game. But... I don't know. I just thought that was funny to see. Just playing through to Flint, I couldn't get higher than 15 FPS. On the PS3? Are you sure everything was good on the PS3? I don't remember it being that bad. I don't know, that doesn't sound right. Like, I've played it on the PS3 at the beginning. Like, it runs at 30 frames. It's not gonna consistently hit 30, but, like, it'll stay around there. I think it was better than that, but geez. You could take it anywhere. You could play it at school, play it at work. Well, if it feels like it. It's a competent gaming computational device, alright? It does the job. There's other games you can play on the Vita, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever played BL2 above 30 FPS. You haven't? I have a Legion Go thing that, it's got a 160 hertz display or whatever it is, or 140 something, I don't know. Borderlands 2 maxed out will run out at, or will run at 120 frames on that thing. Even the PS4 will run it at 60. Like, it's a locked 60, 1080p, or 4K, depending on if you're playing on a PS4 Pro. Really? It is nice to play the Handsome Collection. I do like the I think it's ambient occlusion. That's the setting where, like, when you look at a light source, like the Eye of Helios in the sky, like the light will bend around your guns, and it just looks so cool. And honestly, I love the modern version of Borderlands 2, like just the way it looks. It's so beautiful. The lighting is so crisp. The textures are great. Like, it's the perfect look of an old game, I feel. Especially in that art style. That feature is turned on the PS4 version. The Mac version, for whatever the reason, and I also have... I've shared this also. I have the physical version of the Mac sealed for Borderlands 2. The Mac version never got that lighting update for some reason, so you could max it out, max out all the graphics settings, and yet it doesn't have that, and it's kind of sad, considering modern Macs absolutely crushed the game. Just had to hit him with that one more shot. Yeah, 600,000 damage. The only thing it's competent at being is able to sometimes being able to load and play the game. I mean, when you save quit and, you know, set your expectations, it'll run. You can play through the full game with maybe 1 or 2 crashes, single player. It's possible, we've tested it. Also, it could just be that I had a particularly terrible setup, or just an unlucky PS3. I mean, that could be too, you know what. Maybe the hard drive was on its way out, you never know. That's a whole mess of stuff on here. It's facing to the right. There's a hot loader underneath me, okay. The one thing I wish that the Vita version just did a little better is the audio, because it is really crunchy. I am an audio guy. I love the crisp, the clean, immersive audio, and this is anything but. 812. I remember the first time loading this up on a Steam Deck and having 60 FPS. It was crazy to me. It is. It like makes it... Now try this. If you've ever played the VR version, or if you haven't played the VR version, you're playing it at 90 hertz, 90 frames a second. Because, you know, that's how VR was back in that time. After the 75 hertz phase of the original Oculus Rift. PSVR 1 runs at 90 hertz on them OLED displays. Talking about art style, feels like a lot of the grit and all that from BO1 and 2 was lost from BO3 onward. Like, after it feels like things were smoothed over and I guess modernized. Yeah, I agree with you. Borderlands 4, and I don't know what it is, like, this is such a really niche thing, but like the guns and loot, whenever they drop, I feel like the color, like, that radiates from it or around it, I can't see the gun. Like, the texture of the gun gets completely washed out. Whereas here, if I were to drop a gun, yeah, it has the color loot beam, but I can still see the gun in its full entirety, and I can see all the texture work and everything. Like, it makes all the loot feel less unique that way. I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you that the grit and everything... Like, they struck a good balance, in my opinion, with Borderlands 2 on modern consoles. Like, if you were to make the game, like, in the future look really good, that's kind of how I would hope it would look. And then just, like, I'm someone who loved the NVIDIA PhysX setting that you could turn on the PC version. Kinda wish other games would use that, and other Borderlands games would use that. Especially for its time, having all that, like, cloth physics and interactable cloth physics and fluid physics and debris and everything. It's really impressive for a 2012 game. But it's kind of just got left in the past. The pre-sequel also had this to some extent, because it used the same engine. It's aged, but it's still very pretty, especially the zombie DLC. It looks really good on the PS3. Like, I love the fire effects on the PS3 for Borderlands 1. You know, some of the gunplay is a little a little outdated on the original version. I know the Game of the Year edition, or actually no, the Game of the Year Enhanced edition fixes a lot of that. Like it feels a lot more like Borderlands 2. But you know, it's still fun to go back and play the final wait here. I think it's a stronger focus on the techie aesthetic. It really is. I agree with that 100%. Borderlands 4 is... Borderlands 3, when you're on Pandora, still kind of felt a little more like Borderlands 2, but especially once you get to the... I'm forgetting the name. The second planet. It definitely leans into the more cyberpunky look. And then Borderlands 4 just completely... As much as you're in nature, it doesn't feel like that desert wasteland anymore. BL2 art style could play well with some good polish in a modern setting, but the feel of it isn't there anymore for BL3, Tina, and BL4. Yeah, no. And I have a feeling most people probably wouldn't want that. Like, when you say feel... Oops. When you say feel, I take it you're like meaning like the, you know, how it feels to control. Is that kind of like how you meant? I feel like a lot of people wouldn't appreciate that, getting that in a modern game. I keep forgetting Tina existed. Yeah, I have that, the Wonderlands game. I have that still sealed on the PS4. I never got to it. But like the feel of the game, personally, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I can jump into Borderlands 3 or 4 or 2 or 1 and just kind of, like, get used to that, well, the control scheme and also how it feels to control. But I feel like a lot of people wouldn't appreciate that. Like, they like the modern movement systems in games and vaulting and everything, and... But, you know, I don't care. Just let me play the old game and... make it easy to play on modern hardware. Thankfully, Borderlands 2 and, well, 1, 2, and I guess all the old games, they're very accessible now in terms of being able to play on modern hardware. Whether you have a PS5 or an Xbox, you can kind of just pop them in and they'll work, which is nice. I mean, how it feels in a visual sense, okay. Oh my goodness. Tiredness is setting in. Got up early for class today, but it's Wednesday night. This is the time to stream. It's all the time I have during the week, so we gotta make the most of it. How long have we been going for? Almost 2 hours. Like the rough and rugged, but still future and semi-techie style. Yeah, Borderlands 1 didn't... Like, it had some techie style, but I feel like the techie style revolved more around some of the guns. But, like, the environment wasn't really consumed by technology the way that it is in Borderlands 4. Because, like, every gun, almost every gun in Borderlands 4, I feel, has to have some kind of techie thing, or techie underline, or techie feel. Like, the guns don't sound or feel like guns anymore. Like, the same way that they did in Borderlands 1, where, like, you know, you had the clicking of the metal when you would reload guns, or, you know, that, like, I don't want to say metal again, but, like, if you fired one of the shotguns in Borderlands 1, like, it felt like it had some weight to it. There was recoil and all that, like, they made a punch. Like, the sound was punchy. Whereas in Borderlands 4, like, it just doesn't feel that way. I don't know if it's maybe how the audio is tuned, but no idea. Let me just check the TikTok. I don't think there's anybody on the TikTok. 2 new followers, though. Who's the second follower? I didn't see his second follow, but 2,005 likes on the TikTok. That is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. We keep going. I've seen the BL4 guns a few times, and the jackpot, and the Jacobs, as you said. For what's meant to be an old time sort of yeehaw vibe thing, it's still techie, no character. Yeah, absolutely. And the Jacob's pistols in the older games were nice, and once you kind of started upgrading or leveling up, like they started getting cooler effects. But in Borderlands 4, every single Jacob's pistol I find, regardless of the rarity, unless it's maybe a legendary, it's the same gun. It's just, oh, it critical damage, critical shots ricochet. That's it. That's all the Jacob's guns seem to be. They don't feel like, you have little added extra benefits or red text on blue items or something like that. It's just the same gun with a different color and maybe some more damage depending on the level. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I haven't played the game long enough, but my character is over level 20. It's like level 23, and that's all I'm seeing in terms of Jacob's guns. So, I digress. I like Borderlands 4. It's not Borderlands 2, and I'm fine with that. It's its own game. It's not Borderlands 1. It's new, it's fresh. Like if I think about Borderlands 4 through a Borderlands 2 lens and want it to be Borderlands 2, then absolutely it's going to disappoint me. But if I think of it as a new game in a series that's trying to evolve consistently, and to do that, it needs to add new characters, change up the way things feel, change up the look, then you know what, I can understand that, I can respect that. But like, also when game developers are saying, hey, we're going back to our old roots and it has a very Borderlands 1 feel, I'm like, does it? Or are you just saying that? It's back to BO1 guns without the fan chunk. Yeah, really. And there's no bloated weapons. Like every weapon in BO2, 95% of them have differences in parts, bladed, fire rates, damage prefix, whatever. Yeah, there isn't to my knowledge. I don't know if that's coming later in a DLC or not. Mr. or Mrs. Pixel, welcome, my friend. Is this on console or an emulator? This is on the console. This is on a genuine PS TV, because I don't have a hardware modded PS Vita to get HDMI out or anything like that. So this is a PS TV. We're using a PS4 controller, and we're... Whoopsies. Did I not close that all the way? The little inserts are coming out of the bottom of the case! But it's closed. Alright. Close. And we're using the physical version of the game right here, so... Yes. Console. Having fun. Playing it as it was originally intended to be played on the Vita. That is to say, with minor amounts of difficulty. Whoa. Ready, steady, longer, Ragna Killer. I love how I can't read half of the text on some of the less contrasty banners. Never played BO4. Did they add or remove any gun manufacturers? They did. There's no Bandit. What was the other one that they got rid of? It was one of the ones in Borderlands 3. God, what was it? Hyperion. There's no more Hyperion weapons. And I think the developer's excuse for that one was because the Hyperion weapons had the gimmick that the more you shot them, the more like accuracy you would get. Like it wouldn't shake around as much. That, and they're like, you're wasting half a mag to get like a gun that's useful, so we're not gonna add that back anymore. I don't know. I'm like, okay, you guys were the ones that made that gimmick in the first place, but You thought it was fine at some point. Don't know why you had to change of heart. You don't need the hardware to mod Vitas for capture anymore. Oh, you don't? I know you don't need hardware to mod Vitas. Like, you can just go to whatever website, click unlock. It looks like a Vita menu itself, too. And then it installs the Henkaku launcher thing on your Vita, but I have no idea how it works, but I remember people talking about it. Is it just wireless then? Because I could see if it was just like a wireless stream to your computer, which I guess could work. Video quality probably wouldn't be the best because the Vita does not have a good wireless chip in it. No AC Wi-Fi to speak of. You're stuck with the N standard, which even over Ethernet, you know, maximum you're getting is maybe 15 megabits per second. Same with the PS3. It's got the same wireless interface. It's got better Bluetooth though on the PS3, more compatibility for things like DVD remotes and PS5 controller. You can just get a PS5 controller to work out of the box on a PS3, which I think is just hilarious. No rumble and the PlayStation button doesn't work, but the other buttons do. I think it's through net streaming, yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. If you just kind of want to show something off, then that's fine. But, like, if we're doing, like, a whole video series like this of, you know, playing through the story and everything, and we're playing it for, like, 2.5 hours at a time, I don't really want to stream all that from the Vita and have it look like crap. Wait, like, they didn't give an in-game lore reason why they got rid of Hyperion? To my knowledge, no. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably because... Oopsies. My eye is itchy. I would say because you're not on Pandora anymore. You're on Kairos, which is a different planet that was originally away from Pandora and the Eye of Helios, and like it wasn't under control of Hyperion, so it would make sense as to why Hyperion kind of has no occupation on the planet and why the weapons that you're finding from enemies, you know, they're not using it. Bandit's not in Borderlands 4, is it? Am I correct in saying that? I don't remember. I don't know why that one wouldn't be on. Well, COV, Children of the Vault, I don't think is in Borderlands 4 either. But that could also be like a Pandora thing. That only existed on Pandora. Even with Jack's death, I feel Hyperion would be too big to die. I don't know. I mean, if you've ever played, and somebody stop me before I say this for spoiler, like, if you've ever played the Handsome Jackpot DLC on Borderlands 3, I'll just say, takes place 7 years after Borderlands 2, and the impact that it had on those people, mind you, it trapped them there, but, like, they still kind of thought he was a ruler, even 7 years after he died, so... I also love the music in that DLC. Goated music, goated soundtrack. Runs. Alright. What time is it? We got an hour. It is 1:30 in the morning. Oh! It's okay. We won't go too much longer, because I do want to go to sleep at some point here. Bandit is only in BL2, I think. I think it is. I think it merged into Children of the Vault. It's like COV weapons in Borderlands 3, and then Was it replaced with the Order or the Ripper? It was probably replaced with the Ripper, actually. They keep basically making Bandit light. Yeah, pretty much. Like it's some rendition of it. But I'm pretty sure it went Bandit, then COV, then Ripper. For Borderlands 4, it's the Ripper. And that's the other thing, like, guns in Borderlands 4, just, they all seem the same. You get a Ripper gun, you get one Ripper gun, you have them all. Pretty much. You get one Jacob's pistol, you have them all. It's not like, I don't know. For a game that's supposed to be modern and way better with technology and weapon mixing parts and all that, it's kinda isn't. I don't know, it doesn't feel that way. I'm so happy my vertical TikTok thing worked the way that I had hoped it would. I still don't know what it looks like if you're actually watching on a device running TikTok, but it seems like it's working. $8:17. Minai, what are you doing? You're walking around more, that's good. Are you feeling better? What are you doing? You want to look out the window? I don't know if there's anything out there. It's kind of dark. Hi, yo. What are you doing? You want some food, probably. Getting your appetite back. Yeah, I feed you soon. It's almost feeding time. Uh-oh. The other one is approaching. What are you doing? You gonna sit there for the time being? The older cat. She does not like this. This TV is hooked up to a soundbar. Very annoyingly hooked up because the other TV that used to be here died, and this TV is older and doesn't have ARC on it. So, unless the thing you're using has an optical audio cable or an optical audio port on it, you're kind of screwed. PS5 does not have optical audio, so PS2, 3, and 4 did, which is nice. Except for the PS4 Pro or the PS4 Slim, I can't remember which one removed it, but she, even if the soundbar is on low, like super low volume, she hates it, and I'm guessing it's because it outputs some frequency that humans can't hear. Because, like, it will, even if it's almost muted, she'll wake up if she's sleeping in this chair and run away. Oh, yes, thank you, a quick kill. More of this, please. Get more runs in quicker. There we go. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with the Restream chat. Thank you. Restream! Oh, lovely, it just tells me. Hold up, did they get rid of the alternate firing modes thing they did in BO3 for, like, the Atlas and Torg? No, they kept that in. Like, you have secondary fire on, I'd say, a lot more guns in Borderlands 4 than 3. Like, I feel like they showed that off at, like, the beginning of Borderlands 3 when you get your first gun, but it doesn't really show up. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Uh-oh. It doesn't really, you know, you didn't really see too many of those guns, or at least too many good guns that had secondary fire again. But in Borderlands 4, there's, like, a whole bunch of weapons that have secondary fire. I don't see myself using them too often, because I've designed my loadout to have a shotgun, whereas this pistol, I think, it has like a shotgun mode on it that's good for 3 shots, and then it has to recharge. They did change how heavy weapons work, though. They did make a big kind of deal about that, where like things like rocket launchers, and they kind of also put like bigger miniguns into this category. Is that they're not like they don't use rocket ammo anymore. Instead, um, it replaces your grenade slot if you so choose to put it there, and it'll just like be on like a cooldown. Like you have however long the weapon duration use is, and then it'll cool down for like 20 seconds, and then you can use it again. You can use it unlimited like that. They also have throwing knives, which are they're pretty cool. Feels like whatever they're doing in the head of development is decreasing in quality. I've heard a few mixed things on BO4. Some saying it's all right, some saying it's not. Yeah, it is really a mixed bag. Well, think about like quality control. Right? The Switch 2 version was supposed to come out in October, um, which was already like a month delay of the original release date of the game for all the other consoles. And now it's just indefinitely suspended, and I nobody knows the status of it and what's gonna happen to it. The like I have a video saved on my phone of I don't remember what gaming conference this was or game show thing, but they had a working build of it, and it was one of the I think you were inside one of the vaults. But like it was running on the Switch 2, and it was running ish. Wasn't perfect, obviously. Like it was sub 30 frames per second, but I think it was the lighting system that they had that they needed to retool, like the Lumen lighting system, because it was just asking too much of the Switch 2, which is kind of not what you want to hear about your game console that at the time was pretty much just like a couple months old, and it's already not being able to run the modern games. Granted, Borderlands 4 was kind of unoptimized when it came out, but still, it has now been optimized, and it's still not on the Switch 2. And there's no plan, like there's no indication as to whether or when it's going to come out. Which, I mean, I'm not somebody who plays on the Switch. And I have the game elsewhere, but like, if I'm somebody who has the game, or who has a Switch, and I love Borderlands, I'm kind of sad about that, because you're keeping me out of playing a game I really want to play. And I have the modern console, so I should be able to play it. Oh yeah, I saw the heavy weapons thing, not too sure how I feel on that. I feel like changes can be cool and neat, but TBH, I can feel it counter the sort of thing that Beal is going for. Yeah, I understand that. And that kind of goes back to that debate of, you know, it's an evolutionary change, I guess, in the game where makes it easier, but I don't know, I always felt like the heavy weapons, well, yes, they didn't really get used as much as they could have in Borderlands, like all previous Borderlands. That was kind of the point. Like a lot of them, especially the Norfleet, like it's supposed to be a gun that you only use on big boss fights and in tough situations, like fight for your life. It's not a gun that you're using on basic enemies or slightly tougher enemies. Like that's not the point. That's why your max rocket launcher ammo is like 48, I think. Right? It's not supposed to be something that gets used all the time. It's supposed to be something that you reserve and is special. But in Borderlands 4, that's kind of lost. Like, I know they have the cooldown, and some of the cooldowns can be like 35, maybe 40 seconds, but unlimited ammo during that use time, depending on how big the mag size is. And all you gotta do is wait. So, I don't know. Yeah, I see that argument. At the same time as, you know, if you're in a tougher part of the game, you can set your difficulty. Like, I have it set to hard mode. You know, you find yourself using those guns, and they are cool to use. Like, they feel unique, they feel different. But, like, I don't like that I can use them all the time. Like, I don't want to have to be stopping myself from using them all the time. I kind of want it to be designed where I'm not supposed to use it all the time. It takes away from the other weapons too. Like, why use them when I can just plow through somebody with this minigun or this rocket launcher that kills a whole group in one shot? It can degrade the sort of impact the heavy weapons have, even if the gun itself deals major damage. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What do you got, Bunker? You got nothing. I have Sandhawk of the corrosion variety. Damage. Love it. At that point, the heavy weapons are just another skill to use. Effectively, it's no longer a gun, it's just a tool. You can't be free and use it whenever. Yeah, that's... You say skill, too, that also reminds me, the skill trees. I find that the skill trees in Borderlands 4 are a mess. Like, they better have some kind of insane level cap when the DLCs come out, because 50 skill points is not enough to do anything with. Because I'm pretty sure it maxes out at 50, right? Like, even if you kind of put them all into one skill tree, you're not getting like, you're not getting to the bottom of that skill tree. If you're speccing, like, at least 2 or 3 points in most boxes. Forget about the other skill trees, 'cause there's just so many. Like, I know you want versatility and all that, but, like, it's a little overwhelming, and maybe they're going for, like, a Well,
hello there, Loot.
You suck, brother. You're not what I wanted. Pretty sure that's a green and a blue. Yeah. Like, maybe they wanted to go for, you know, multiple build potential. But, like, that's not the way to do it. Don't throw a whole bunch of random skills. And, like, some of the skills kind of suck. It's like, I play as Amon when I play Borderlands 4, and it's like, I swear 3 of the same little skill squares are he increases cryo damage. Why do I need multiple squares to tell me that he does that? Like, I look back at the, again, because I'm playing the pre-sequel currently, like, I look back at Athena's skill tree, oh my god, did it have some cool stuff. Like, her shield was absolutely insane. Having the ability to collect and then reflect elemental damage dealt to you, heal during your shield, have it bounce off multiple targets. What else was there? There's a couple other. I haven't gotten too far into it. Like, there's so much variety in such, like, comparatively to Borderlands 4. There's so much variety in a limited skill tree, I guess. Like, you would call it limited, but it really isn't. But there's so much variety, and when you kind of branch out into pushing so much down somebody's throat, and this kind of goes with the, like, the open world, in my opinion, for Borderlands 4, and why it kind of feels lifeless at times compared to these games. It's that when you have such a large area, you can't do the same level of quality control to it that you would an area like Sanctuary in Borderlands 2, or Concordia in Borderlands pre-sequel, or Three Horns, or Tiny Tina, like a lot of the areas in Tina's DLC. Like, you just can't, because it's impossible for a game at that scale to put in a lot of care and effort into small details. So you get lost. It just gets lost. There's the music gets lost. The uniqueness gets lost because you have to fill in a lot of empty space. So what do? You repeat You rinse and repeat, whether it's the look, or the music, or the feel, or the enemies, like... I don't know. Oh, hang on. Hey, yo, yee. Ow. That hurted. Perhaps they wanted to limit the points so you get to incentivize people swapping trees and changing styles to fit for whatever they need, depending on what they have. Maybe, but like... It's not just the one skill tree that has all those different spots, it's all of them. All 3 skill trees have all of these different spots for skills, and they're all almost like out of 5. And you have 50 levels total. Like, you can barely get through a quarter of each skill tree. Skill. Splat gun. Nothing cool there. Whoopsies. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to say 23. Feels like it's a bit of an overreaction to complaints with 2 and 3, just having 3 build options at endgame after their level cap raising. Yeah, you know what it probably is. And I can imagine they were probably a little, deer in headlights kind of thing when they had to approach doing stuff for Borderlands 4, because going back to Borderlands 3, a lot of the stuff, other than Mr. or Mrs. Savage, welcome my friend. Athena was my favorite Vault Hunter in pre-sequel. I think she's my favorite too. I started with Wilhelm. He was okay. The further I got into the game, the harder it kind of was to play with him. But yeah, Athena, she's strong, but she's also really fun to use. But in any case, yeah, like Borderlands 3, apart from the scaling and the writing, everything else was fine. Like, I didn't really mind the graphics too much. I liked it on the PS4 because it was kind of like that next-gen feel, but it still kind of felt a little more grounded with Borderlands 2 at the time, and, Mr. Meek, good morning. Good morning, my friend. Technically it is 1:46 in the morning for me, but I know it's morning for you. That shield is seriously OP. It really is, but every single time I have to use it, I don't care. It's so satisfying to use. Oh, you're doing that, are you? Mr. or Mrs. Inhabikiri? Did I say that right? My apologies if I didn't, but... welcome, my friend. I remember watching Jolts do this. You got a lot of runs ahead of you. Good luck. You say that? We have 277 Shams. We got one today, and the first one we had gotten a little while back, but... yeah, we're trying to be the first people to ever acquire the 94 Sham on the Vita version of the game. Because to my knowledge, and to many other many others' research, including the one YouTuber Hellfire, he's been in a couple of these streams, and Tex, I think that's his name, that YouTube channel or Twitch channel, whatever you want to call it. He is Krieg in his profile picture. He does a lot of challenge runs. He was in here the one time, and according to his research, no one else had found it either, so we're trying. I forget their name, but the Frost Lady having the perma-stacking crit bonus is pure crack. That's Hammerlock, right? That's Hammerlock's sister. You're like fighting aliens. Mr. Meek, have you never played Borderlands before? If you haven't, you owe it to yourself to try it. It is a phenomenal game. Borderlands 2. You should start with that one. Start on the Vita, actually. You know what? You don't need 60 frames or more. You don't need competent lighting. You don't need stability and no memory leaks. You need a Vita. No pearls either. That would have been kind of fun if we got some pearls. I find it really funny how the devs introduced slag in BL2, then never then never did it again because of how powerful it was. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, it's weird because they kind of like wrote it into the story almost at some points, and then they're like, nah, actually no, we're not gonna do that again. I didn't mind slag. Like, I got used to switching the weapons, and for somebody like for Axton who has pretty fast swap speed, if you get the class mod and level them up a bunch, it's not the worst thing in the world, and his turret has the slag option. I don't know. It is nice, though, in other games where enemies are just a little more tanky, but you don't need to switch to a completely different weapon to kill them, or set it up for the kill. What console is this on? This is on a PS Vita, or more specifically, a PlayStation TV, which is a PS Vita without the screen, and has an Ethernet port on it for some reason. Yeah. It's PS Vita hardware inside, so it's all the same. And we're playing... I love showing this off, I don't care. We're playing with the cartridge version of the game because the PSTV does include a cartridge slot for Vita games. Not all Vita games work on it, because a lot of them were designed with the touchscreen and back touchpad and some camera function in mind. So some of those games just won't launch at all. Like Uncharted, Golden Abyss, this just does not work without modding it. But games like Killzone not only got a full PSTV support update, but it also got like proper button prompts if you're using a PS4 or PS3 controller, which is kind of nice. Is the drop rate the same on this version? Yes, it is. It's the 0.0043% chance of getting the 94. We have acquired 26 already. We've been keeping track. I have a couple in my inventory. I'm obviously not keeping all of the shams that I find. Only the important ones, such as whatever highest drop rate we currently have, which is, or highest absorb chance, which is the 90%. That's the highest one we found. We have two 77s. I have both of them in my inventory because it's just hilarious. And then we have like a couple 81s, which I think were like the first ones in the run. I feel slag allowed the devs to make the game harder for the harder difficulties, but to be fair, making UVHM effectively requires slag is a bit much. It is, but I mean, outside of UVHM though, did you actually use slag? Like, you can get through the entirety of Borderlands, like, TVHM without using slag at all. And if you did want to use it, it's more just like a convenience thing where you did double damage. Whereas, yeah, in UVHM, making enemies have quadruple the health, but slag also does quadruple the damage. You know. Back, any new shams? Were you here for the 77 one? I'm pretty sure you were. If not, not at the moment. But we're still going. We'll do a few more runs, and then, you know what, we'll call it a night, because I need bedtime. Been a long day. But, you know what, I'm always happy to do a sham farm. It's always fun. Not only, you know, just, is my reticle always green, or have I just not, oh. I don't know why it's green still looking at that, but not only just for playing the game, but talking to you guys. You guys have some interesting ideas that Mr. Zach is back from dinner. Welcome, my friend. How was dinner? What was dinner? It's actually really cool. I hope to see you do it, my man. I hope so too. I hope so too. You know what? As I love this version, and I really hope we don't have to put it to bed forever once we're done all this stuff. Like, I do want to replay the story with different characters and max out those characters, and I do want to get all the pearls on this version so we can document it, because there's not a whole lot documented on this version online. Right? Like, we played it all the way through, so there's all that's online technically now, and certain cool little bugs and glitches, like the... I'll show it off again, because we keep getting new people in here. I'm feeling it for next run, for your next Sham. Oh, yeah. I think if we don't get one and you're still feeling that, see a doctor. But I love, like, all the cool little glitches and things that have never been shown off. We get to show them off, like... for what am I doing? Pressing the wrong buttons. For example, the bone shredder, my favorite gun to show off in this version. Here it is in all of its glory. This is how it looks. Doesn't matter how many times you find it in this game. This is it in all of its glory. As you can see, when I rotate it like this with the right stick. See, here's the thing. When you actually hold this gun, you can see the aiming reticle. You can't see it when you look at the texture, and it drops as nothing. There's the beam, and that's it. Still works, though. Reloading's kind of funny. But you know what? There's that, and... I don't know. I love this version. It was my first version of Borderlands. First, what am I doing? First time oh no, wait, I swapped the gun off. That means it's gonna have the weird visual bug again. Where is the Slaga? Where did it go? There it is. Does it have the visual bug? Yes, it does. Apologies if you are epileptic. I advise you close your eyes for this run, because this is not going to get any better until we run the game again. Meat, chips, salad, and egg. Great. That's actually a decent dinner. You know what? I would laugh if you get a 77 on the last run. I would cry. You would just watch me cry for probably 10 minutes straight, and then never stream again. Delete the YouTube channel. Ooh, it's crunchy audio. Seizure gun! Thank God save quitting fixes that bug. That would be unusable. I'm pretty sure some guns that is just how they are. Like, that's just how the visual, the texture looks like for the bullet decals. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I think it's closer to how it's supposed to look. Is there somebody behind me? There is. Stop it! It's closer to how it's probably supposed to look in, like, other versions, so... Sir, I'm sorry, it's not a sham, it's a brain tumor. Sorry, you have a 94% chance to die. That's a little on the nose, but, like, you know what? Hi, that's shy. That's amazing. Yeah, I know. I feel like when I... Oh, I'm getting comboed! When I first found it, because I think... when I played Borderlands 2, I didn't play Borderlands 1, so when I got to, like, the Firestone area for the first time, I didn't know of its significance, and I didn't know the significance of the Bone Shredder. But in any case, I had got it on my first ever... Oh, that dodge, though. I got it on my first ever run playing the game, just by killing the guy. And I thought it was a bug. Like, I thought that, like, I had discovered something that I would never be able to replicate again. But no, that's just how the gun is, every time you find it. Would you consider doing a podcast? Never thought about doing a podcast. I don't know what I would talk about for that long. It's like, I feel like when you do a podcast, you have to, like, you do it for a significant amount of time per cast, I guess. Like, I don't know what I would talk about. I know we talk about stuff during like these Sham streams, but like it's just whatever stuff kind of comes up, and we still talk about the game and everything. I don't know. I don't know if I have the voice for a podcast either. I feel like if you're just listening to somebody, they have to have like a very specific kind of voice that you can kind of just sit there and listen to for hours. Like a good storytelling voice. Shamcast, only people who've gotten a 94 Sham in the PS Vita can join. That'd be a very boring podcast then, because as of right now, nobody has one, to my knowledge. No, I've done research. Feel free to do your own research on it, but like, according to mine and a few other reputable sources, nobody's ever gotten one, or at least nobody's ever documented getting it. I do love that the Vita version just deletes enemies. Oh yeah, there are very few enemies that actually activate the ragdoll. So it's in the code, like, and I think when you run enemies over, not killing them, but like you just run them over and stun them, and they'll kick into ragdoll. But like, who is it? Doc Mercy or Doc Mercer, whatever his name is. I don't know. I can't remember. He goes into ragdoll every time you kill him. Crap. He's the only one I could think of at the time. At the moment, I don't remember there's a couple other ones that will deliberately go into ragdoll, but it's because when you play the story, there's some instance where they need to go into a ragdoll because you interact with their bodies. Face McShooty, he'll go into a ragdoll. There's gotta be somebody else, but yeah. The Vita, probably just with its computational power, or also probably because of its limited RAM, would not be able to handle that many bodies flopping around like that. Like, I'm pretty sure it already has reduced enemy count anyway, like on-screen enemies. So, just adding ragdolls would not help. But I mean, you still can, if you really need to. You can experience ragdoll physics on this version. You gotta oh, he's not even here. There's like, for warloaders and badass loaders, when you kill them, their arms will fly off, but that's about it in terms of loader ragdolling on here. Pretty much every other enemy will just disappear. Terramorphous will do his animation. Flying enemies, they're the worst on here. High shader VFX enabled for the Vita. Like, I would just wonder, let's say the game, in a perfect world, the game wouldn't crash. Like, you know, it would open, not to say that it would run well doing these things, but, like, it would open. I'm wondering how many, like, other features that were turned off on this version you could turn on and have work. I guess, like, how many lighting things could you turn on and still have the game function and, you know, ragdoll stuff. I bet you on an overclocked Vita they could probably do the ragdoll, but, you know, nobody's doing that. Dog Mercy ragdoll borked Vulcan for a while because the game just hates it being touched. Really? Well, I know his ragdoll's kind of funky because it'll, like, bounce around on those steps sometimes. And I imagine that's probably not fun for older computers running the game. I want to at some point, and maybe I'll order another copy, because I really want to keep my copy for the Mac sealed. But like, I want to try the game on my 2009 MacBook, just to see what it would look like. What are we at? We'll do 4 more runs to get to 8:30, and then we'll call that a night. What's up with my bit rate is flickering back and forth. I have the dynamic bit rate thing checked on so my frames don't start dropping, but like I still see the bit rate doing a thing. But yeah, we'll go to 830 runs, then we'll call the night there. I also do love, since I have it here, I have both of them here, going back to physical editions of games, since we're playing Borderlands. My PS3 copy of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, has the little slip cover on it. So it's not holographic in any way, but like, you know, it's got like texture on the lettering, and it's got like the box on both sides, and it's got the stuff on there and all that stuff. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. There's the game itself. And then Borderlands 1, I have the Greatest Hits edition, and those cases were red, and a lot of the games, I know a lot of people kind of just hated the red, but I feel like for Borderlands it actually kind of works. Like, if I load this up over here, hello, okay, let me move this. Like, having this go all red, I feel like is kind of perfect. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but I love it in the red. I do like red. Red is my favorite color. But even the disc is red, so like it kind of all just blends in really nicely and all that. So, but yeah, thought I'd show those off. Borderlands 1 on the PS3 does run at 1080p. Not 60 frames 1080p, but like it runs at 1080p. Fun fact. Wait, you said that Torg is in the Vita? How bad is... Batasaurus Rex is awful on the Vita. We did get through that on one of the other streams. If you want to see that, go track down that stream. I put all of the Borderlands 2 stuff in a folder, or not folder, playlist, so as long as the Battlefront stuff and everything. Those are all in playlists, so like everything from day one when we started with my old crappy USB-C to HDMI capture card and no face cam and all that. That's all on there from normal mode up to now. I think I have the Sham farms on their own, what do you call it? Their own playlist. Okay, so there's two playlists for Borderlands. There's the story, I guess, playthroughs, TVHM to UV, or normal mode to UVHM. And then and then I need some pistol ammo. I'm running a little low. And then the Sham farms. It's good looking, I think. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the look of it with the red. Pure coincidence. I don't remember. I think I ordered it just off Amazon whenever. And it just happened to come like that. And I also ordered the pre-sequel for the 360 because I was trying to build my 360 collection of Borderlands games. I ordered that off of Amazon and it came sealed. And that was last, like, 2025. So I was shocked. Have to go to school. See ya. Mr. Mika, thank you for joining us and gracing us with your presence this fine morning that you're having. And if you haven't had your exams yet, because I know you were talking about that last time, I wish you all the best of luck on those. I think you were doing Danish and cooking. Those are exams that exist in other parts of the world. So I wish you luck on those, my friend, if you haven't done those already. And yeah, have a great day at school. I mean, Badass Rex is likely just ask for any version. You know what? Yeah. That's fair. It's not a great boss fight. You don't really get anything for it. Ciao. Also, the pre-sequel is so good, but the start sucks, and then they shoot the loot tables in the legs for zero reason. Yeah, the beginning can kind of drag on. Yeah, thank you. It's tomorrow. All right, my friend. I'm not streaming tomorrow, so I wish you the best of luck on those. You'll do great. You'll do fine. You know what? Don't get in your own head. Trust yourself. Trust that you know these things, and just picture yourself at the end. At the end of those exams, picture that relief feeling, that success feeling, and once you've been able to see it in your mind, all you need to do is get there. But yeah, pre-sequel is the beginning is a drag. Lot of pointless side missions in the beginning. I hate the mission where you have to collect all 50, like the 50 white rarity guns. Like that one just takes forever. I don't want to sit at a vending machine and buy a whole bunch of guns, especially since in the beginning you have no money. I don't know. I mean, other than that, like, I do like the end story. I do like a lot of the end locations that you get to go to. Never played that one with multiplayer either, so once we do Borderlands 1 on the PS3, once we get that series wrapped up and finished, then I do want to move on to a pre-sequel playthrough, and maybe on that one we'll do all the DLCs as well. I'm not sure yet. But having that one set up for a multiplayer would be pretty good on the PS3, I'd say. That would be pretty fun. There's a loader on the top floor, I think, just going ham. Buddy, decide what you're gonna transform into. It's making that noise. Yeah, I think it's a jet loader. Gross. You suck. I have full iridium. Pretty sure I don't have any more upgrades to buy. I forgot I didn't kill him yet. Brain's falling asleep. We could do this. Ugh. We could push through the last 2 to 3 runs. We're strong. Customization. Anything but that. Actually, no, anything but that and, bunker it. Just give me the sham. I'm sick of the customization. I only remember picking up 1 or 2 customizations. I don't remember unlocking... Like, if you unlock 1 customization from, like, you know, from the bunker, does it unlock all of the characters' customizations? Because I only ever picked up the Axton and the Gauge one, and now I always get the it's already unlocked thing. So, like, I don't know if I'm just seeing the Axton. I'm probably only seeing the Axton one. Bunkler, I'm too full of iridium. LMAO. Love. You guys are finding humor in my suffering. That's fine, I understand. Customization. Like, it wouldn't be so bad, and this is the one good thing that they chose a butcher. One good thing in Borderlands 4 in terms of loot is that enemies don't have, like, shared loot pools anymore. It's like, you know, if there's... What's a good example? An enemy can, or a boss can drop this gun, this shield, or this class mod. Instead of all being shared in one loot pool, and especially if one of those things has, like, a variant or multiple variants like the Sham does, instead of sharing that loot pool and then making a certain version of that class mod or whatever even harder to get, they all have their own loot pools. Like, they'll each have an equal, like, 10% chance of dropping kind of thing, so... Which is nice. In this... wouldn't really be a challenge to get the Sham if that was the case. Because we probably would have gotten it by now. A nice quick kill, thank you. I'm spoiled. Need a couple of those to get me through the night. You know the other thing the VR version of Borderlands 2 didn't get? It got all the DLCs. Like, it has all the DLCs minus Fight for Sanctuary, so... Imagine doing OP levels in VR. You can get up to... Pretty sure you can get up to OP 8. That was the previous cap. I might be dead here. There's a slight chance. Oh my goodness. The VR version did not receive any kind of multiplayer patch, which kind of sucked. Like, I feel like of any version, multiplayer would have been the most fun there. Because you can goof around and do whatever the hell you want. Quick kills are nice, especially this time of night. Staying awake is becoming a challenge. The one stream, I don't know, I can't remember the circumstances, but like, I was dead tired by the end. Like, I'm pretty sure you go back and watch it, my eyes are literally asleep, or literally closed at the end. I was just talking nonsense. Alright, we got this run, and then we'll do the 8:30 run. Like, we'll play the 8:30 run, and then we'll be good. We'll have another stream in the books, and we got a couple Shams, which is nice. Got a bunker SMG, got like 4 customizations, because that's hell. We got a 77 Sham, we got another one. The loading times don't help, because I just want to fall asleep during the loading screens, because they're nice and silent and not energy inducing. Alright, let's do it. Let's make them quick. I think rocket jumping would be possible in this version. All the hitching, and whenever you trigger a save point, half the time it, well, hitches. Nose is itchy. Spawn in quickly, please. I'm begging you, my bed beckons. It's so soft. No, this is the worst side for him to do this on. The other side's a little easier because you can shoot him on the underside, but this side sucks. Stupid railing. Leaving the ground for more than 5 seconds rips the band-aid patchwork for the game. Oh, really? Oh. Well. I mean, the Vita's covered in band-aids, so you have a lot of band-aids to rip off anyway, so I'm sure it would be fine. Don't fly, don't fly. No, 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 no. Stupid. Ah. This is just a painfully long run. Gotta remember I didn't actually kill him, so don't run in there and just tap him once. Uh-oh. Shield, come back! B, come back! I need something to tank a hit from the lasers. I should just kill him with the other gun. What is exploding? God damn it. Is it like Mr. Burns' deal where there's so many problems they all clock each other up? I mean, some of the problems just kind of like exist on their own. You very rarely have problems that overlap with each other, mainly because most of those problems are just the game crashing, so it doesn't really give you an opportunity to have the other ones overlap. You want to drop me a sham out of there. I've seen other people have it happen, so I know you can do it. Or just don't. I understand. It's a special item. Not everyone can have it. Alright. Let's get this final run going. We had one night where this was a record-setting night for consecutive viewers on the channel. We had 179 people in here watching me sham farm. And I felt so bad because in that whole 2.5 hour stream, however long it was, I only found one sham, and it was the very final run. Actually, no. It was the second final run, because once I found it on the final run, I'm like, oh, you gotta do another one, because you can't just leave it on a good run. You have to do 2 in a row, because sometimes you'll get a sham drop 2 in a row or something. But, like, the very final run, I got one. Don't remember what kind it was. I don't think it was anything special. It wasn't the 90, and it definitely wasn't the 77. But, I mean, you know, it's just, that's just how it be sometimes. Let's put the 4K textures mod, or texture pack on the Vita version. You could use it. Last run was 77, means this has to be the 94. I don't know. How many 77s do you think we can get before we get a 94? Most people would say not, just like 1. Or most would say just 0. Oh, for God's sake, you gotta do this to me. But here we are. We might be the only person in the world to ever just have 2 77 shams on the Vita version in our inventory. We might be the only people in the world streaming this version, like the Vita version in English, on the planet right now. That's insane to think about. Mr. Donut Lord, I will post you a chicken sandwich if you so choose. I'll post you an A&W chicken sandwich so you can know what that tastes like. People need to be in here more. They need to enjoy the joy that is crunchy PS Vita sham farming. I agree with you. You know what? Bring your friends. Bring your mom. I don't care. Slabs are just having a hard time navigating through all this negative frame rate turbulence. Where's your arm? Ooh. Hey, I didn't mean it. At least 5. I would enjoy that. There you go. So he flipped around. Go! No! Alright, you know, I'm gonna do one more run because, like I just said, we can't end a run on an item. Even though it's not the item that I want. I can take the abuse! Come on! 38 SMGs. Nobody needs that many SMGs. I'll be sending this to my mom for her to watch at 1 in the morning. You better. It's the best time to be watching it. Bombardier. Cool. It's floating. Alright, let's crank out one more run, shall we? The laws of physics encourage it. I'll never forget the first time playing BL2, played Zero, and enjoyed the Lyuda, or however... Yeah, the Lyudmila, or... Yeah. Everybody calls it the Lyuda, but it's not actually called the Lyuda. It's the Lyudmila or something. Lyudmila. Marco. For many levels. Oh yeah. Herald too. You get a Herald early on, early game. Thing will carry you for like 15 levels. It's amazing. I'm doing this to myself, man. Gotta unhook everything too. I gotta unhook all the cables. Gotta unhook all the HDMI cables, the Ethernet, the graphics card, phone, chargers. It was called the Lyuda, but it got fixed. Oh, was it called the Lyuda? Oh, I thought it was just a nickname people gave it, because it's the Lyud... Yeah, the Lyud Mila. It's always been Lyud Mila on console, though. Oh, it was just a PC bug? I never heard of that before. I always kind of wondered in the back of my mind, like, why do people call it the Lyuda? I thought it was just like a short form for Lyud Mila, because it was easier to say. Less syllables. Also, the Buffalo, another very cool rifle. I like cool snipers. I don't think I've ever really used the Buffalo. I don't remember where you get that one from. Mac and Linux ports are the only ones left with Lyuda. I have the Mac version. Maybe I should, Oh, thank God, it's a nice, easy one. Maybe I should look at it, or at least get to the point where I can actually farm for a Lyuda and then see if it's still called that. Was an official Linux version of Borderlands 2 released? Can't remember if I'd known that already or not. It's kind of funny. Gotta finish the side mission story after killing Dukino's mom. Oh, for the Buffalo? Okay. I've done that. I don't remember. I don't remember if I've ever gotten the Buffalo out of it, but... This is an unusual drop pattern. Yeah, no. Alright. Usually if he's gonna drop it, the drops will always be here. They won't be off to the side, even if he's like... I have yet to see him drop the shield or any like special drop when he's not facing directly forward. That's not to say it can't happen, but like I've been pretty attentive to when he does and doesn't drop stuff. And I've never seen him, if he's tilted, I've never seen him drop something worth it. Nothing there. Is anybody also thrown off by the item cards of Borderlands 4 where it just doesn't tell you what any of the icons mean? You just kind of have to assume this means damage, this means reload speed, this means fire rate. Like, it doesn't actually give you the words for it, which I find is kind of dumb. It's not dropped by Dukino's mom, it's the mission. Oh, I probably have gotten it then, but I haven't, I don't think I ever used it. Oh. Man. right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. We had some lovely conversations, and we had a lot of lovely new faces pop up in the channel, and for that I am forever grateful. And I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm glad we had some lovely talks and shared some experiences and opinions about the games and everything. And you know what? As I've said many times before, you guys make these streams what they are, whether we're talking about the game or just talking about life in general. So I appreciate you all for being here. And we got some shams. We got we got another 77 sham. So yippee. But we're still gonna go until we get the sham. We're still gonna be doing these farm streams every whenever I decide to do a farm stream in between the other games we play, because we gotta have room for the other stuff too. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed because I need sleep. So next time I stream will be Friday and or Saturday. I'm not, well, not during the day on Friday, because I work and I go to school. So probably Friday night if one happens on Friday, and then Saturday could happen on the day or during night. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me for the next few days at least. 2W streams in one day, Mr. Streamer Dude, man. Thank you, Mr. Donut Lord. Yes, we had our Battlefront stream, which I don't know if it's reverted back to 30 frames. It was at 60. I took a screenshot of it at 60, 1080p 60, so we'll see. But in any case, everybody, take care. Have a great night or rest of your day, depending on where you're coming from, and I will see you all in the next one. So take it easy, everybody.